Hey, we're on day 4 of the Magnesium 30-day challenge. Why are we doing a Magnesium 30-day challenge? Simple. August is the time to get your numbers up when it comes to your magnesium to go into fall, because we know in the fall there is less light. There typically is a little bit more sugar if you're eating sugar, and there's more stress with holiday times coming up. And people tend to get more sick because of those situations. And so, August, over the last 20 years, I've watched, August is the best time. And if you're someone who's ever experienced seasonal depression, it's really important to get your magnesium numbers up. So, let's talk what you can add in your magnesium and what should not go in your magnesium. I would love to know what day you're on in your 30-day challenge. So share with me what day you're on. Okay, so some things you do not want to add to your magnesium, and these are things that people have asked questions about over the years. Bubble bath. Do not add bubble bath to your magnesium, because the bubble bath has all sorts of things added to it, and it can actually become an irritant along with the magnesium. So, no bubble bath. The next thing we want to make sure is that you're not soaking in a hot tub. While I love a hot tub, I don't want to put magnesium in the hot tub, because the magnesium chloride is actually hard on the internal pumping system of the hot tub. So no hot tubs. Do soak in the hot tub for other benefits. I love a hydrogen peroxide hot tub. That's a different topic, but no magnesium in your hot tub. The other thing is fragrance oils. So fragrance oils are made in a laboratory, and they do not have to tell you what's in that fragrance oil, and it can be loaded with all sorts of things. And so we don't want a reaction with the fragrance oil. Now, I am someone who loves scent, and I think scent is very powerful and can be very healing. And so if you want to experience a scent, diffuse it in your room or put one of your favorite candles on, but no fragrance oils when you're soaking in magnesium. And that goes along with scented Epsom salts. So a lot of times when you buy Epsom salts, they are scented. No scented Epsom salts in your magnesium soaking, and whether you're soaking in a bowl or whether you're soaking in a tub. And I want to know, do you soak in the tub or do you soak in a bowl? I do a little bit of both depending on the day. Now, the last one is where sometimes I get some pushback on this one. So hear me all the way out so that we're making great decisions moving forward. Essential oils. Here is why you do not add essential oils to your magnesium soak. Think of that essential oil. How much of the plant did it take to make one drop of essential oil? A lot, depending on which essential oil. They're incredibly powerful. Magnesium is it's a transdermal, it pulls things down through your skin, a dermal penetrator. So it's pulling that down through your skin. And if you're adding magnesium and you've got essential oils with that quarter cup of magnesium, you can be pulling those essentials down too fast. And here is what I see happening when people do that. They start to have a reaction to that essential oil that they love so much, because the body sees it as an attack. It's coming in so fast and furious. So even though they've used that essential oil for years or months, they start using it with magnesium, and then they have a sensitivity to it because it just takes it in too fast. And the immune system says, hey, wait a minute, this is an attack, not a boost or a benefit. So no essential oils in the magnesium. So Your next question might be, hey, Kristen, what can I add? I've got a text conversation blowing up on my phone. So your next question might be, hey, Kristen, what can I add to my magnesium to make it more efficient? Because I'm all about the lazy way to create help. Remember yesterday we talked about my filter of doing the least amount possible for the biggest benefit, because I don't want to have my whole day surrounded about doing healthy things. I want to have my whole day surrounded loving on people, connecting with them, and doing things that really bring me joy. Like I've started watercolor and I love that. Do you watercolor? Let me know. I'm learning. If you've got great tutorials, I want to know. Okay, so what things can we add to that magnesium to help it to become more efficient? And at the very end, I want to share with you one thing to do that will make the magnesium, well, two things that will make the magnesium move faster through your body. So one thing, there's that text conversation. One thing that you can do is you can add Epsom salts. Now, wait a minute though. I said earlier, no Epsom salts, but that was with fragrance oil. Epsom salts are a great fit to add to your magnesium because they're magnesium sulfate, and they have sulfates, which is really good for your liver. Magnesium chloride does not have sulfates, and so they're a really good blend. Now, you might want to know, how much do I add? Completely depends on how big your container is. If I'm soaking in a little bowl of water and the magnesium goes up to my ankle, I'll put maybe half a cup. If I'm soaking in a pan and my feet are just staying in contact with the water, I'd put maybe a tablespoon. So it really, if I'm soaking in the bathtub, I'll put a cup or two. It really depends on the amount of water. We don't want to put so much Epsom salts that your water is absorbed into the Epsom salts and you've just got salt. So just, common sense. The Epsom salts do increase the sulfates in your body, which is a good thing. Now, some people have a hard time with Epsom salts, and that's a liver dysfunction that we need to really work through and heal. But if you're okay with Epsom salts, then go ahead and add those because you're getting that boost of sulfates along with the magnesium chloride. Okay, so the next thing, oh my gosh, I see 17 people online. I want to know, are you soaking? Have you started yet? What day are you on? Inquiring minds want to know. Do you soak in a bathtub? Do you soak in a bowl? Do you soak inside? Do you soak outside? Are you loving it? Have you got questions? I want to know these things that are happening to you. So the other thing that you can add to your magnesium is baking soda. And baking soda just helps put a positive charge on the water and helps you uptake the magnesium a little bit faster. I do it sometimes, but I don't do it always. Adele, I love that. Day 2 in the bathtub. Adele, please make sure. I know I have a tendency sometimes in the bathtub that when I'm sitting in the bathtub, I put my feet up on the edge of the bathtub. When you're soaking in magnesium, your feet are the pumps. So put them down in the water if you want full maximum benefit. Ashley, glass Pyrex. I love that. Day 4. Kathy, 15 minutes into day 4 with Epsom salts. I do foot soaks. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad. Shelley says, I'm soaking. I use a foot soak inside during the evening. I'm on day 4. Love it. Okay, so Sylvia says, do soaking with some baking soda. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, and remember, sometimes I add things and sometimes I don't. So you don't have to add these things. Now, the next thing I'm talking about is boron. And you can get boron in 20 mule, is it 17 mule team borax or 20 mule team? Oh, I just blanked. I think it's 20 mule team. In the cleaning section. And the reason that that cleans is because it changes the pH of the water. Oh, Jennifer, I love that. Day 3 of the soak in course 7. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so when you add boron Oh, 20 Mule Team. Thank you, Shelley. I've been on way too many Zoom calls today. My brain, I'm like pulling off the things. So when you add boron, I want to make sure, oh, Pat, I do too. I want to make sure when you add boron to your water that you understand the difference of adding boron orally. And we're not talking on this call about adding boron orally. That's a completely different topic. So we're talking about adding boron to your soaking water and why you would do it and when it's appropriate. If you live in an area that has very hard water, adding boron will increase the uptake of your magnesium in the water. Taking boron orally is a completely different topic, and we're not going there tonight. I'm just talking about the water that you're soaking in, that you put your feet in. And if you know that you have hard water, and you can call your local city and find out if you do, and if you have hard water, just a pinch, that's all you need, is a pinch of boron. Now, boron is really important in your body because boron helps keep inflammation down, and boron helps you hold magnesium in your cell. And so you're soaking in magnesium and taking that in. So you might think, oh, Kristen, let's just soak in boron and I'll get my boron internally through the boron that I'm soaking in. Dang, I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't, because the size of molecule of boron is bigger than the size of magnesium, and you don't uptake boron like you do magnesium. And so it's not, when you add boron, it's not that you're benefiting internally from the boron. It's just you're changing the pH in the water and assisting the magnesium in uptaking more quickly if you have hard water. So, questions on that one? I want to make sure that one was clear. We're not talking oral, we're talking taking it in the water. So, I want to make sure that was clear. Now, the other thing that helps you uptake magnesium faster is hydration. Hydration. I do 3 of these. I have 3 different colors. My other one's in the other room, and that just helps me remember. My sunshine, my yellow one, is for the morning. I need to be done with that bottle by 10. My blue one is for the afternoon. I need to be done with this bottle by 2. And this is my nighttime one, and I need to be done with this bottle by about 7. And that is my water system, and it works for me. It might not work for you, but that works for me. And anytime I'm going to soak, oh, Adele, thank you for the feedback. Thank you so much for telling me that makes sense. Sometimes when I have literally been talking about different topics and going from different Zoom classes, I'm like, oh, did that? Anyway, so Adele, thank you. That was so kind of you to give me that feedback. Okay, so hydration is huge when it comes to magnesium and how it flows through your body. If your lymph is dehydrated, you are not able to move that magnesium through your body. So I have the habit of every time I sit down to soak, I just drink 8 ounces of water before I soak. I just like guzzle and drink that down. And that is helping with hydration. And it's great to drink 8 ounces of water before you soak. But if you've been hydrated for 5 days and you drink 8 ounces of water, that's not really going to hydrate you. And so really, for optimal hydration, you need to set up a system where you're staying hydrated throughout the entire day. I wish I had my yellow one in here. So that's how my little colors, my yellow one, imagine a yellow one right in the middle, my yellow one for morning, my blue one for afternoon, and my dark gray one for evening. I stay hydrated throughout the entire day. And so drinking 8 ounces is a great habit to get into and create as you're soaking. But no, even though that's a great habit, if you've been dehydrated for a couple of days, that's not going to override 5 days worth of hydration, because magnesium moves through your lymph. Oh, Sylvia, I love that with lime juice. Magnesium moves through your lymph, and if your lymph is dehydrated, then magnesium's not moving. So there's one way the hydration will help it to be more effective. And here's another way. So when you're soaking in the magnesium is what I want you to do. Now, okay, wait, disclaimer, like womp, 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 womp. Here's a big old disclaimer sign. If you have recently shaved, this is going to burn and you're going to be flapping your arms and probably cursing my name and maybe like kind of frustrated with me, because magnesium chloride is a salt. And if you've recently shaved, this is going to burn that tender area underneath your arm. Okay. So boom, boom, boom. Everybody tell me, did you hear that disclaimer? Do not do it if you have recently shaved. Do not do it. And you do want to make sure that you do a little test patch to make sure, because that is a sensitive area underneath your arm. So if you haven't shaved, you've done the test patch, and you are okay with rubbing magnesium under there, when you're soaking before, oh, Adele, thank you. Thank you, Adele. So when you're soaking, before you pour your magnesium in, take your finger, dip it in the magnesium chloride, and then right here underneath your arm, it's just, there's right there, there's a spot. And that is one of the largest lymph glands in your body, right there underneath your arm. And the lymph acts like a pump. You know how your blood goes everywhere through your body? It's pumped by a heart. Your heart is pumping your blood through your body. The lymph goes everywhere the blood goes, but it doesn't have a pump. The pump is activated when you move your body, your large muscles. That's when that pump gets going. That's what one of the reasons I'm so passionate about walking outside, is because you get that pump going. And the lymph is like this long rope and then this little oblong, and it has a flap on it. And when that large muscle moves, it pushes the lymph through that flap and opens the flap. And so one of the things that you can do, if you're wanting the magnesium to move more quickly and more efficiently through your body, is stick your finger in and rub it, the magnesium chloride, rub it right there on your lymph on both sides. And as what will happen, it will act as if it's priming the pump. So think of, my dad grew up on a dairy, and they had to go out and prime the pump. And if they didn't prime the pump, they couldn't get enough water. And so priming that pump became crucial as his job to make sure all the animals were watered. It's the same concept in your body. The magnesium that's pumping through your feet, the bottom of your feet, through your lymph, will travel faster to get up to the lymph, to the magnesium in your lymph up here. So as how we found this out is we were doing thermal imaging on a bunch of people. We had a lady that brought her thermal imaging machine, and we tried all sorts of things, all sorts of different types of water, types of pans, types of everything to make sure we were doing it as efficiently as possible. And every single time that someone did that, the magnesium moved faster. So they'd be soaking, would have them soak for 10 minutes. So you knew the pace that the magnesium, because you can actually watch the magnesium go up through the body on thermal imaging. And we'd watch the pace, and then halfway through would say, okay, add your magnesium to your lymph. And that magnesium, every single time, every single person would start moving faster. It was like mind-blowing to watch. So just simple tips to help it to be more efficient when you're soaking in magnesium, because I want to do things the simplest, the easiest, for the biggest benefit to my body, because it's all about getting healthy. And August is your month to get healthy, your month to build your immune, your month to really decalcify your pineal gland so that your pineal gland can gather that sunshine and maintain it and hold its stores through the wintertime. Because we don't want to get sick in the wintertime, and you can get sick and then focus on fixing what you got sick with. But I think it's a lot better if you know what's coming and you act preventatively. So, for example, my husband had this lemon tree and it was growing crooked. And we kept saying, oh, we need to get that tree staked. Oh, we need to get that tree staked. And we waited a really long time. It took so much more time to course correct that little lemon tree and my little wine barrel. It took so much time. If we would have done it right when we saw the problem, boom, it would have gone right back. We would have been in preventative mode. And making that shift from reactionary mode, waiting until it gets bad and then fixing it, takes more time, takes more energy, takes more money. And so I made the switch 20 years ago after I had that health crash, that I focus on things before the problem comes. And so that's why August is the best time to do a 30-day magnesium challenge, because we're focusing on making sure when we go into a new season in the winter, when there is less light, when there is less sun, when we're indoors more, and our seasons have changed, we want to make sure we're going in with strong magnesium levels so that we have lots of available active vitamin D. And to have that in your body, you need magnesium. Now, not just any magnesium that you pop with a pill, because a pill can't get most people to cell saturation. We burn through it faster than how much we can take in a pill. And so that's why soaking in magnesium is my favorite way to get to cell saturation and stop walking around as an overly calcified body and start walking around in a magnesium rich environment where health and mitochondria and ATP energy are getting the spark plug that they need. Mitochondria, did you know there are, I think it's, okay, my numbers are off. Is it 56? It's 56 or 46 functions in your mitochondria that do not happen unless you have enough magnesium. So we've got to make sure we've got enough magnesium to make sure those mitochondria are getting what they need, because that's what pushes the cell. That's what benefits the cell. That's what benefits your thyroid. That's what benefits your hormones. That's what benefits your energy. That's what benefits your immune system. And it all starts with magnesium. So I'm so glad that you are joining me on this 30-day magnesium challenge, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.